Hi everyone! Yes, we are still in the yard. We still get up at dawn and Blondie and I go for a walk. We are in a rut and not a lot to report. But here's what's been happening.
Since the last video, I finished the sliding companionway hatch cover project using teak decking systems caulk. TDS has several good instructional videos on surface preparation and application. With the warmer days, we put up the awning to shade the work area, as applying the caulk to hot teak can cause adhesion problems. 48 hours after application, I sanded the excess caulk off. I chose to varnish the horizontal edges up to the first caulk seam, thereby creating a border which blends into the varnished sides of the slider. Both Lee and I are pleased with the overall results of the slider Z-Hood makeover. Taking advantage of John's kind offer to help Lee with reinforcing and repairing the cockpit locker covers, all the covers were removed. Each cover had previously been repaired over the years, and the two curved covers were in the best condition. The longer covers, and the ones we step on when entering the cockpit, were starting to sag and come apart. On the worst one, we removed the wood backing. We started out with a scraper tool, which was rather ineffectual. John brought out the grinder.
No, it just died. It's had too much hard use. I have another one.
With aggressive grinding and some sanding, the cover was now ready for the new plywood inner core. All the covers were beefed up with fiberglass, thickened epoxy, and then faired. With the change in thickness, the covers were test fitted and then sanded to fit. The repairs took multiple days, much longer than I thought it would, and everyone helped out. An extra special thanks to John and Christy for their labors and for all the epoxy we used on the project.
Look at that. You can just step anywhere. Isn't that wonderful?
The ceiling project that had been put on hold while the cockpit covers were repaired was completed. We had saved the most difficult shaped panel, the one in the head, for last, and with all our prior experience, it turned out to be fairly easy. Just in case you are wondering, the hose leading up to the ceiling is actually the fan exhaust hose from the toilet compost bin, and it leads up to a dorade. The fan keeps the compost process aerobic rather than anaerobic, which keeps it from smelling. Anyway, the ceiling panels are another project with which we are pleased. A bunch of us from the yard attended the Sunday Carnival parade, and even though we arrived 45 minutes before it was scheduled to begin, we found the route already lined with spectators. JD from Smokin' Blues found us a great vantage point, and while the parade was not as elaborate as the Carnival parade in La Paz, it was a time of enjoyment, a chance to meet acquaintances, to eat, and just plain old fun. John and Christy, of course, enjoyed the dancing. Following the road past the sardine plant, all the way out to Bahia Catalina, we enjoyed an evening picnic with Smokin' Blues and Imaloa. It was our first time to drive there, and we had no idea the road was so easy. There were 3 boats anchored at the western end, the most I have seen in Catalina. I have since been told by friends they have seen 5 boats anchored there. Places are getting crowded. I enjoyed another trip with Christy and Smokin' Blues to browse through the Empalme's Sunday Tianguis, our street market. It appears to me to be the largest in our local area. Eggs are plentiful locally, and the price for a flat of 30 ranges from $3.70 to $4.70, dependent on size. It was a sad day when John and Christy had Imaloa moved to the storage yard and left to travel home to Sailboat Cove on Kodiak Island. They are now back at home dealing with damage in the basement left by a land otter invasion during their absence. It was lonely and quiet around our boat after John and Christy's departure, but not for long. It is now the time of year when boats that splashed in November are returning. On my morning walks with Blondie, I often see a boat, sometimes 2, waiting to come into the slip for the travel lift. There are also boats that are departing, and on work days, we frequently hear the drone of either the green or blue travel lift trundling by. Some boats go directly to storage, and others pause in the workyard to take care of a few chores before departing for homes in the north. So, when are we splashing? Our planned time here in Mexico is being cut short by a recently planned family birthday trip in June to celebrate Lee's 75th birthday, and we are not really sure when or if we will splash this year. Join us in the next video as we hash out an answer to that question. So, until then,